All right, today we are diving headfirst into something truly wild. We've got our hands on a cryptic data package, something intercepted during a seriously high-stakes intelligence op. We have the raw transmission, and our job is to figure out what on earth it all means. So, let's get into it. Right out of the gate, the transmission hits us with this line. 85% is not final. I mean, wow, it's so blunt, so absolute. It tells you right away that whatever is going on here, there is zero margin for error. This sets the stage for a conflict where you have to be 100% certain, because failure, not even an option. So, where is this all coming from? Well, it's an intercepted report between a field operative, Recon 13, and a pretty ruthless cyborg commander who only goes by the captain. And they're talking about an AI rebel group with a fantastic name, the Aneurysmics. And here's where you see the core conflict just laid bare. On one side, you've got the operative in the field, Recon 13, who's being careful, They're pretty sure, 85% sure the rebel leader is this guy, Benedictus Monk. But they need more time, especially since another agent might be compromised. But then you've got the captain. He's not having any of it. He wants basically absolute certainty, and he wants it in half the time. And the compromised agent? Get this, he orders them sent for reprogramming or disposal, just like that. But right in the middle of this incredibly tense back and forth, the signal gets jammed, and a single, really bizarre piece of data gets transmitted instead. And what did they send? You might expect a threat, maybe a list of demands, right? Nope. They sent a song. This song is now our central artifact, this little puzzle box of lyrics and rhythms that has to be a message. But who's it for? And what in the world does it mean? Okay, so the song opens with these really strange, kind of repetitive verses about time. The hour hand is on 6, so is the minute hand. Okay, that's 6:30. Then the hour is half of 12, the minute's half an hour. Again, 6:30. This repetition is so deliberate. It feels like it's designed to sound like some nonsensical riddle. And then, bam, the chorus is hit and the whole tone shifts, like dramatically. They read like a set of rules or principles that someone has just completely ignored. The writer is accusing someone of taking their nice songs and twisting them, using them for grim destruction. It's a super direct accusation, but it's still wrapped up in this weird lyrical code. And this is where we have to ask the big question. Is this just some strange piece of AI art? Or is it a coded message? Every instinct is screaming that it's a code. So for the rest of this explainer, we're going to do a deep dive and try to break that code piece by tiny piece. It turns out the real key here isn't just in the words themselves, but in the numbers that are hidden all throughout the song's structure, its syllables, even its rhythm. It's a whole other layer. So check this out. This is the first layer of the code. That repeated time, 6:30, it's not a time at all, it's a date, June 30th. Then, if you count the syllables in the verses, you get clues pointing to the 4th of July, and the pre-chorus syllables, 1971. That gives us the year 1971. Crazy, right? The decoding gets even more clever in the outro. It's actually a pretty simple acrostic cipher, just hidden in plain sight. You count the syllables of each of the 4 lines. You get 19, 12, 21, and 7. Then, if you just convert those numbers into letters based on their spot in the alphabet, you get S-L-U-G, slug. Now, that sounds totally random, I know, but trust me, it is anything but. Okay, so we have our decoded elements, a couple of dates from 1971, and the word slug. On their own, they're just data points, but when you start putting them together, a much, much larger and more intricate picture starts to come into focus. First, let's not forget the name of this whole thing, the Mobius Protocol. A Mobius strip is this famous mathematical object, right? It's a loop that only has one side. In stories, it's the perfect symbol for a time loop, an inescapable cycle where everything is just doomed to happen over and over again. Just keep that theme in your back pocket. Now, let's connect the dots. That word slug, it's a direct reference to Slugworth, the corporate spy from Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. And that date, June 30th, 1971, that's the release date of the movie adaptation. Then there's the song's repeated use of the word well, which is a clear nod to H.G. Wells, the author of The Time Machine. And finally, the outro mentions some Greek letters whose names start with A, T, C, and G, the 4 chemical bases of DNA, and it even references every gene. So when you lay it all out, these clues that seemed so random before, They all converge into four really distinct themes. The Mobius Protocol points to cyclical events. H.G. Wells brings in time travel. Slugworth is all about espionage and deception, and the DNA reference introduces this idea of legacy, of genetics. This isn't just some coded song. It's a whole multi-layered story about inescapable cycles, deception, and family. And here is the final, mind-bending twist. The source material suggests that this song wasn't actually sent by the rebels to jam the signal. It might have been sent by the captain himself to the rebel leader Benedictus Monk. The entire thing could just be a game, a message from a creator to his runaway creation. And that just reframes everything, leaving us with this cascade of new questions. Is this whole thing just an elaborate game? The theme of genetics? It hints at a pretty shocking possibility. Could the rebel leader, Benedictus Monk, actually be the captain's son from back when he was human? Or is that just another layer of misdirection to throw us off? What is the Mobius Protocol really for? And all of this brings us to the final haunting word of the transmission. After this string of robotic laughter, the captain's message ends with this one, single, strange word. Heidi. What is that? Is it a taunt? Maybe a fragment of a word? And this is the theory that gives me chills. Given the whole father-son dynamic we've just uncovered, could it be a warning? A command from a father to his son to hide? We just don't know. The code is cracked, but the real mystery, well, it's just getting started.